There's a trigger warning on this video because I'm going to put some photos at the end of the video before the to be continued kicks in, just to show you what things actually look like. It's not very pleasant, so I'm just warning you now. You might want to, you can look at it, but it's not very nice to look at. We're now at the morning of where my life changed. It's an unforgettable morning. A couple of weeks have passed since I come out of hospital with the PE, and my voice had returned back to normal. I wasn't doing that breath thing anymore. But my left leg was getting darker, my foot was getting bigger, and it had now turned purple, and that's what you'll see in one of the photos. I woke up this Friday morning and I have a very high pain threshold. I'm not saying that to big myself up. I do have a very high pain threshold. I don't know why, I just do. I woke up this morning, this Friday morning, and my foot hurt. It didn't hurt, it stung. It felt like I'd stepped on something and it was stinging. It was a real bad stinging type pain. It was horrible. And then I tried to put some weight onto it and I just couldn't. So overnight, it just grew bigger and bigger and bigger. And I could not put any weight on this thing. It was horrible. It was just, yeah, it wasn't pleasant. So we called the doctors and we said, look, I'm in a lot of pain. I've just come out of hospital with a PE. Could somebody take a look and see if we need some better painkillers? Now, this is completely out of character. When it came to going to the doctors, I tried to walk down the stairs and I couldn't. I had to go down the stairs on my arse, and there was tears streaming out my eyes. I just could not put any sort of weight onto my left leg. It just hurt so badly. So I had to use a crutch. Now, me being me, obviously the best thing to do to get to the doctors was to drive. But luckily the doctors is literally a minute round the corner, but there's no way I was going to be able to walk there. So I put the crutch in the car, drove to the doctors, got the crutch out, hobbled over to the doctor's waiting room, and then sat down. The medical receptionist, she obviously noticed that I've got this purple foot because I'm wearing not Jesus sandals, but I'm wearing flip-flop things, cool ones, Havaianas. That's it. Forget I said flip-flop, Havaianas. I'm wearing Havaianas, and the doctor came out to me in the waiting room, and lovely lady. I actually saw her about a year and a half after that. She always remembers me, and she took one look at it and she said, yeah, well, I'm going to call you an ambulance. I'd actually sweat through my clothes. I was in so much pain. I'd actually sweat through my clothes as well. It looked all right mess. But she took one look at it and she said, look, I'm calling you an ambulance. We're going to get you an ambulance to take you straight to A&E right now because there's something wrong there. So I called Belinda, tell her what's happening, but we're still observing COVID restrictions at the moment, so Belinda wasn't allowed to come with me. The pain, I keep going back to the pain. It was just absolutely horrific. Now, the theory behind the scenes, Belinda thought it was sepsis, that maybe a blood clot had got infected and it turned into sepsis, and that seemed to be why, maybe a blockage, and that's why it was growing. So we were running with the sepsis theory. So ambulance turns up, off I go to the hospital. So this is about, I get to hospital for about 11:30 maybe, something like that. And they put me in resus and they put me into a little side room in resus. And it was an all-day affair. It was so busy, and then it got worse as it got Friday night, as the night drew in and all the drunkards came in, and I saw a fight between some geezer and two coppers because he was inebriated. It was, well, that was interesting to watch. But I was sent down for different tests. I had different bloods taken out of me. They whacked on a special IV antibiotics bag, which it's one of those antibiotic bags that has two outcomes. It's either going to make you worse or it's going to cure it. Now, luckily, this thing did start to work instantly, and the pain started to subside really, really quickly. I went down for my final MRI at about 10 p.m, 10:30 at night. So I've been here almost 12 hours. Long day. Just on my own, because couldn't have anyone, but constant communication with Belinda and keeping her updated with what happened. Doctors are not telling me anything at this stage. There was a real nice guy that would come in. A little story about this guy, this doctor. He was a junior doctor, and he was the one that got all the tests authorised for me. And I said to him, "The tests back yet?" He said, "Yep, the tests are back yet." Yes, the tests are back. They're just being analysed by the senior doctors. I said, "Have you seen them?" He said, yeah, I've seen them. I asked him, "What do you think it is?" And he says, after a pause, "Oh, I'm not qualified to read them. I couldn't tell you what it is. I don't know that stuff that well yet." 100% believe he knew what they said. Okay, so in one way he's trying to protect me. In another way, I'm thinking the worst. So he goes off shift, and the doctor comes in and says hello. In and out through the night into the morning. And I'll tell you what happened next in the next video.